Hey, thanks to all you guys that tuned into part one. I just want to show a little bit of what I'm doing now. So I'm making the lenses for the new Numberboard lighting section. So these lenses are made out of just scraps of plexi. It wasn't thick enough, so I had to double it up, and I just used CA to glue two pieces together. I was using the file here, and I was using my kind of homemade emery board kind of things with 400 grit and 120 grit. These two things were super slow when dealing with plexiglass, so I ended up going to the bench top grinder in the garage and doing a rough grind of these guys, and then filing it smooth with the 400 here. So I'm just putting one, I think there's an 0603, I put a big LED in here, just one in the front, one in the rear. And I'll just say this is the initial step right there. I carved a little notch because this guy's going to fit right up against the flat right here. So that's where that guy's going to slide down the back. There's a little bit of a triangle void right at the back here, not much room, but I'm not going to chop into my speaker enclosure, so I'm going to leave that alone. That's going to fit, hopefully. I still haven't taken out the number boards. That's the last thing I'm going to do because they look nice right now and I don't want to screw them up. But I have to drill those out. I'm going to leave the perimeter, just a black outline, and I'm going to fill that in with a piece of, I guess, well, the windows from the toy box. Every time you buy a toy, you get those plastic windows. I'm going to use that and make a nice oval out of that. 4 ovals actually, and fill that in, and then I'm going to put the decals on top of that. I do have a bit more advanced front one, so this goes under the cab roof. That's the cab roof. I painted it all black so there's no light bleed. I think I am going to pop the door out because it looks like I can. It's an additional piece. So I'm going to pop the door out and just hinge it slightly open. I think that'll be a cool effect. But yeah, so that little black triangle there, that's a light tube for the two front number boards here. It fits right up in the cab roof. I had to shave it a bit thin because it was showing up in the windows. But this one, it's actually kind of the perfect amount of light. Not much comes through because I've only got one LED at the back here. And I made this out of 4 pieces of plexi. You can see the join down the middle there. And basically that's 400 grit right there. But when you do put this on a 3-volt button battery, it's just a nice little warm glow, which given the age of this logo here, it's kind of got the old, I don't think it has LEDs in it anyway, so the warm glow is going to kind of mimic what it is. So that's it for now. I'll follow up with another bit when I get this together and show you how it looks. Okay, following up from my last video here, just a little bit of progress. I've got the mounting bracket made. I shaved down the frame, and I put on some styrene and some more styrene, and that was used with CA. And then I've got a solid piece of rod here with a hole drilled through it to accept a screw. And then there's got another piece here just to keep the board off. This is a piece of plastic, so it should be fine. But I'm going to mount one screw and probably put a piece of sticky tape on this guy. And then I just covered up the rest of the bare metal with some styrene. And this is my Scaletrains board. I took both capacitors out with great difficulty. Hopefully I haven't cooked them. The board doesn't really have much going on in the front, so I should be okay there. And I just extended some wires. So this is so I can put my capacitors under the cab because there's no room anywhere else. So they're going to fit right in about here. Anyway, that's where I've got to so far. So I'm just about to mount the board. Okay, so here it is. Everything's installed. No lighting effects, but the motor, the speaker, and the pickups. And as well as the extensions on the capacitors as well. So one there and another capacitor sitting down there. Those are the ones that are going to go under the cab eventually. Right now they're just dragging on the side. I did mill the chassis a little bit, and I lined it with styrene, and I also lined this just in case anything was going to, the board slightly moved and crashed into that speaker housing because that's made of metal. So fairly well protected. Got an ESC Lockdown 5 decoder in there, and it's got a GP38 profile on it. So let's just crank it up and see how she sounds. All right, so all's working. Let's just see if the drives work. Okay, so that's reverse. And that's speed step 1. Okay, let's try forward here. Long pause. Okay, that's working. Let's try the keep alive here. All right, so that's successful. So on to the next stage here, which I guess would be working on the lighting. And I was just looking at photos last night and found out that this thing's got 4 flashing beacons, not 2. So I'll have to decide how I'm going to do that. I don't know if I have enough functions available for that, but we'll see. All right, thanks for tuning in. End of part 2.